right, moving on to day 3. Day 3 at the Rogue, there was a lot of standing around for me because 2 of the workouts just ended up being not so great ones for me. We ended with a max deadlift, so didn't do that one. And the one before that was the dual, which I was hoping to do maybe a little bit better on that one. But we got out the first round, so we stood around for that one too. So I would say working out ratio compared to standing was like 1 to 8. There was a lot of standing around for me. The first workout was the 10th inning. It was one that I could do. I love workouts like this because they're long, they're grueling, and it becomes more mental than anything, which is where I think I excel more as a CrossFit athlete than anything else. Even when I'm not at peak condition or haven't done some of the stuff in a while or just don't feel metabolically at my best. So the 10th inning was 10 rounds of 4 ring muscle ups, 8 handstand push-ups, and then 12 snatches at 65 pounds. Not movements that I love to do, but I like that everything was more gymnastics, body weight, lightweight stuff. Ring muscle ups are never my favorite. I wish I was better at them, but they seem to not be a great exercise for me. It's a technique thing that I'm continuing to work on, but just can't seem to technically get it correct. And so I think I waste a lot more energy than I need to when it comes to ring muscle ups. I think partially it's because my back doesn't let me do certain parts of the movement well. And partially I think it's just technique. So I'm not going to use the excuse of my back on that one. Handstand push-ups, I think that they're a pretty okay exercise for me. I think that they could always be better, but I don't think they're terrible. I just feel like my arms have a hard time fully locking out, so it ends up being a lot of tricep for me. I actually prefer the wall-facing handstand push-ups. I feel like that's actually better for me than normal handstand push-ups, but I think they went okay out there on the floor. And then power snatches. I usually love snatches over cleans any day for me. I would definitely choose that. I just haven't done a ton of barbell cycling. I just know that I've done a lot of barbell cycling in the past. I just haven't done a lot this year just because my back was not having it. So I was like, I should be okay, but you never know until you're on the floor. It ended up being okay. I think everyone had to break them up more than what they thought just because it was day 3. People were just probably like feeling things from other workouts. And so I think that actually played to my advantage a little bit. But yeah, I broke them up into 2 sets pretty much the entire time. I think the last round I did the 12 unbroken, but it was just a long workout. It was longer than what I thought. It was like 18, 19 minutes. And I basically finished right underneath the time cap, and a lot of people got time capped on that workout, so I was happy to finish underneath the time cap and place decently well on that workout, I think. But yeah, overall I would say it was a fun workout. I did have to rest a lot, so I wasn't happy about that, but that's just kind of where I'm at metabolically and conditioning wise. And I wish I didn't have to just like force myself to rest and like basically just like I was like, I need to wipe off my hands, even though I didn't really need to. I just needed to rest. So I wish I could have just like moved through that workout a little bit quicker and faster, but that's just where I was at. And my grandparents got to watch me on that workout, and they've never seen me compete live, so that was a really special experience, especially being able to finish under the time cap and just run directly to them. So that was very special. And I think that was like one of the few that I was in the last heat. So that was nice. I enjoyed that. Going on and moving on to the dual. So the dual, it changed over time, and I thought it was because of the weather, but listening to other podcasts and stuff, I guess they changed the workout because everyone's hands were ripped up completely from the log muscle ups and the monkey bars. Everyone's hands were it was a bloody mess. Like I said in my other video, luckily I was not one of those victims that had torn up hands. I don't know how or why, but I'm grateful for that because it's not fun dealing with hands that are ripped up, especially in a competition. And then afterward too, because it just takes forever and it's just not fun. So I'm glad I didn't have to do that. But because of that, they changed the workout. So it was supposed to be over a log, under and over, rope climb of any sort that you want. It could be legless or using your legs. And then you ran to do put three sandbags into this, I don't know what the Rogue wants to call it, but it was like a seesaw basket thing. And the bags were at 150 pounds, but they took the rope climb out. So it ended up just being over and under a log and then run to the sandbags, put the sandbags in the little seesaw thing, and then run to the finish line. Yeah. So because of that, I knew that it wasn't going to be a great workout for me just because sandbags at that weight, they're just really heavy right now. And I feel like with anything, I would say in CrossFit or just in general, if you don't do it, it's not going to feel good. And so I knew the 150 pounds was not going to feel that great. I didn't want to like hurt myself. I think I've touched the 150 twice this year. Once on the competition floor at semifinals, and then like basically 2 weeks before Rogue, where my back actually didn't feel great when I did it. So yeah, that workout, I think it was a blessing in disguise. I would have loved to, go a couple more rounds, but honestly, I don't know if my back structurally would have held up if I would have picked up another 3 to 6 150-pound sandbags. So it was better that it didn't happen, but it always sucks just, taking basically, I think it was like 18th on that workout. It's basically another last place workout for me. And just having to stand there, because I feel like standing there compared to working out is just can be boring, and I feel like you just get really tired from standing. Like I honestly feel bad sometimes for the spectators, because I feel like spectating and coaching is actually harder than working out, because at least we're getting our adrenaline pumping and getting blood flowing through our bodies so we like feel good, even though we're like crushing our souls. I feel like when you're sitting and standing for that many hours just to watch people work out, I feel like it's harder on your body. So got to experience that. And then the last of the 3 events that day was a 1 rep max deadlift. I went into that workout thinking, before we knew like the setup of everything, that I wanted to do something, like even if it was like 225 to 245. Randy and I kind of talked about that, but when they announced that the starting weight was going to be 305 pounds, I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. I haven't touched or pulled anything over, I would say 225 pounds, in like a year and a half to 2 years. So pulling 305 probably wouldn't be the smartest decision on my part. I would probably have hurt myself, just like the back squat workout. So yeah, I had to go up to the head judge on that workout and ask, like, am I going to be kicked out if I don't lift this bar? And luckily he was like, no, just touch the bar and you'll be fine. So went out there, touched the barbell, did my little, thank you guys. And everyone amused me, which I was really grateful for. The crowd was awesome out there. And then I just stood there for 2 hours. So it was a lot of standing. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I did a lot of standing that day. But that's okay. I mean, I think I overall made the right decision with everything. Glad, the dual workout worked out the way it did. And glad I didn't pull that 305 deadlift, because I don't think that I would be okay right now if I would have attempted that. So overall, it was I would say like the most boring day for me out of the Rogue Invitational. I got to cheer a lot of people on, which I'm grateful for. And, I think experiences like that just continue to refine your character. And so it was just moments to work on that part and not have a pity party for myself, or a woe is me and be a victim of the situation, and just try to make the most of the situation and cheer people on. And I think I said this in my other video, but no one likes, hanging out with someone that has a sour attitude and is playing the victim role. And so I just tried to put myself in like other people's shoes, and it's like I would want someone cheering me on and giving me high fives and just having a good attitude if I was in their shoes. So yeah, I just tried to make the most of the situation. I think a sports psychologist that I worked with a couple of years ago, he was like, use this acronym, as much as possible, because these are the things that you can't control. It's called BEAST mode. So BEAST stands for you can control your body language, your effort, your attitude, your self-talk, and just being a team player. Even though this is an individual sport, you can still be a team player. And so those are the things that, I focused on the entire weekend, and especially that day. It was just like having good body language out there, having good effort where I could, having the ability to have a good attitude and still have positive self-talk, like allowing my mind to still be a beautiful place even though I couldn't do the things that I wanted to out there, and then being a team player too. So I just tried to focus on that and make the most of the situation. So that is a recap of day number 3.